The RTX 5060 is Nvidia's current budget card in the market, coming in around 300 bucks, but there may be a better used offering.
And that is the 4060 Ti, a previous gen GPU that comes in about 50 bucks cheaper. Is it worth saving the $50 and going used with the 4060 Ti? Today we battle the 5060 versus the 4060 Ti after a word from today's sponsor.
As a tech enthusiast and dare I say PC building expert, there's only one thing that fuels my carnal desire for destruction, and that's seeing someone with unactivated Windows. Luckily for you, today's video sponsor GVG Mall is here to help. GVG Mall is an online marketplace with game keys and Windows licenses for cheap. The best part is, it's extremely easy. All you have to do is purchase a key using code TB20, then just copy and paste the key into Windows. And beyond just saving big on game keys or Windows 10 or 11 keys, you also get to avoid my wrath. Check out GVG Mall today and be sure to use code TB20 to save big on your purchase.
So today we got two different graphics cards that we're going to be putting inside of our test bench, the 4060 Ti and the 5060, and we're going to talk about some of the specs here in just a second, but it's going to be a very fair head-to-head test with some built-in benchmarks and some side-by-side let's plays.
Now, what kind of inspired this video was when Jackson, for one of our budget build challenges, the AR edition, got this 4060 Ti in for $250. We were thinking, you know what, that seems like a pretty decent price on the used market, but how does it compare to the 5060 that you can get for just $50 more or sometimes less if you find it on promo? Well, that's what this video is for. Let's talk about this PNY model and specifically the 4060 Ti as a whole and its key specs you should know about. First up, the 4060 Ti was released on May 18th of 2023 at a launch price of $399. It is a PCI 3.0 by 8 GPU with 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM and a TDP of 160 watts. And our specific GPU comes with 3 display ports and 1 HDMI on this PNY 2-fan model.
And now next up we have the RTX 5060, which funny enough released one day later, well, after 2 years. It was May 19th of 2025 at a launch price MSRP of $299, which it stayed pretty close to the whole time. It's a PCIe Gen 5 by 8 card, so 1 gen newer but still by 8. It is 8 gigs of GDDR7 VRAM, and it has a TDP of 145 watts. And our specific model is a 3-fan card, it's a little bit nicer Asus Prime model, and we have 3 display ports and 1 HDMI. And at the time of filming, the 4060 Ti that I bought on eBay was around 250 bucks, and the 5060s you can still get for around $300. We've seen them for as low as like $290 and sometimes upwards of $340 for nicer models.
So let's not waste any more time. We'll talk about our test bench real quick, which is our high-end test bench this go around to make sure we have no CPU bottlenecks with the games we are testing, and then we'll dive into our Let's Play benchmarks. So you can see Jackson and I do some live gaming, some of our favorite titles, and then we'll do some built-in benchmarks to do some side-by-side comparisons to determine which one is the best bang for buck. We'll talk about those test bench specs.
For our Toasty Bros test bench, we have the Ryzen 7 9800X3D 8-core 16-threaded processor. And to cool the CPU, we're using the Asus ROG Strix LC3 360mm AIO. The motherboard is an Asus TUF Gaming B850 Plus Wi-Fi DDR5 board. We have 32 gigs of Team Group Delta RGB 6000 MHz CL28 RAM. Our NVMe is a 4TB Lexar NM790 Gen 4 SSD. We have plenty of power with the Asus TUF 1200 watt power supply that is fully modular and ATX 3.1 ready. Our case is the Asus TUF GT502, which is a pretty large full tower case, and then we loaded it with Asus TUF TR120mm ARGB fans. So now we've talked about our GPU competitors and we've talked about our test bench. Let's go ahead and combine the two and see what type of FPS we get. We are doing our first test in Battlefield 6 on our 4060 Ti. What a trusty card. This actually is the same PNY model that was in my PC from the challenge Matt and I just did, and we ended up taking it out because it wasn't working very good with that PC specifically, but
This is doing substantially better.
the card itself is doing amazing. Yes, because my game was Battlefield.
Yes.
Okay, so right now we are going to go ahead and get our baseline settings. We're doing high quality, and you can see here, high, so preset. And then we don't have any type of upscaling or anything, which would benefit either of these cards that we're going to be testing. Max FOV, full screen, 1080p, no VSync. And let's go ahead and page up, run away. All right, so we have just put on our averages and our lows so we can see just how low the FPS dips and also the averages, because both those are pretty important for you gamers out there.
And in this scenario, normally we would use like a mid-range system, but this time we decided to go just to mix things up with our high-end test bench. So CPU bottleneck is not present at all. We are 100% using these GPUs to the best of their potential. We don't have any PCI bandwidth limitations either. We're going to be 100% getting all our performance. So we'll see truly what the best of the best is with the 4060 Ti 8 gig and the 5060.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind too is, of course, you know, for depending on what kind of PC you do have, we do have a Gen 4 card in here now, and we'll be going up to a Gen 5 card.
Yep.
So that can make a difference if you have any type of older hardware.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. Don't mess with me, buddy.
Ooh. Ooh.
Don't mess with Big Daddy.
Shadow
Big
sneak
Daddy's
the
in
bot.
the court. Big Daddy's in the court.
1440p is definitely on the table for both these cards as well, if you wanted to. We're using about 6.9 gigs
I just
of
watched
VRAM
the guy
right now.
mow down my team.
Yeah, only using 6.9 gigs of VRAM right now. So you probably run, I would say, medium to be safe. If you were on 1440p with some upscaling. Upscaling also will lower some of your VRAM usage. So you do have DLSS opportunities with both of these graphics cards.
Yeah, and I was saying, and one thing that we can almost guarantee is if you do run DLSS, because of this, the 5060 having like a newer version, you will definitely get better performance with that card. I don't even need to test it.
Oh, you need to test it.
I don't even need to test it.
We'll be testing DLSS and some of the side-by-side benchmarks, so you'll see.
Yeah. Same price-wise, right now we're looking at 4060 Ti's.
About 50
are
bucks.
$50 difference.
About 250 versus, well, I guess 300. You know, up-to-date prices of 5060. I think you can still get some for 300. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. 87.
67. Oh god.
87 is the new 6.7.
We need to lead the shots, chat. We need to lead the shots. What is this guy doing?
He's really got to focus up. He killed Fat Boy
focusing up.
Davids.
Oh god, I can't focus. Oh.
The tank's gonna shoot a rocket at you. Oh, the tank's just. Oh.
I really started throwing there. All right, so
115 average.
yeah, 115. It seemed like we started dipping up top a little bit. 88 low. But yeah, there were times we were hitting some higher numbers, but that's what we got right now.
See what 56 can do. 5060.
So we're back on the 5060. This is a non-TI, so 4060 Ti versus 5060. I'm gonna show you guys we're running those same settings. So we got high. We are running the high preset just like that. No upscaling again. Max FOV and no VSync on 1080p.
Now I don't remember because I wasn't paying attention to it, but were we getting, pause again, were we getting that high VRAM warning? Go to settings real quick. We're actually, if you go to graphics.
Oh, graphics.
We're actually getting the memory threshold exceeded, which I didn't think I saw with the 4060 Ti, but they're the same amount of VRAM, so I don't know.
It could be a utilization thing, or I don't know. Maybe they just want you to buy a card with more VRAM.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But
it's not like we need it right now. Performance is really good.
This is looking pretty good. What did we do before?
So before, for comparison purposes, we got an average of 115 with 1% low of 88. 10 FPS higher on average. 1% low is about the same.
Which matches pretty well. I will say wattage-wise, we're using like slightly less. It's not enough for me to like say, oh, you should get this over this because it's like power hungry.
It's maybe like what, 5 or
5
10
to
watts?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean slightly more FPS, which makes sense because we're not versing a Ti versus a Ti. This is like Nvidia's entry level, I guess minus the 5050, versus Nvidia's previous like one up from the entry level.
Yep.
So it adds up. That's how it should be. Each generation should have a little bit more performance than the last, you know?
Yeah, and really in this video, we're just going to test the fact, is saving the $50 or so used market worth it? You know, in the time when we're trying to save as much money as we can for RAM for our gaming PCs, the extra 50 bucks could be you getting a RAM kit compared to not getting a RAM kit, or going with a different type of RAM versus what you have to get if you save it. So $50 could go a long way.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what it'll do in like the DLSS titles and stuff. Well, I say DLSS title, almost everything has some type of upscaling, so I'm curious like how much better, because it should be better, but it
should be.
Hard to say. Hard to say.
You gotta get as many snipes as you did last time.
I'm gonna try to grab, try to grab a couple more kills here. Maybe 1.5 more lives. Oh my god, that was nasty, McAllister. That guy just ran past me.
This guy's absolutely nasty on the sticks.
That butt sucks.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Alrighty.
Stupid font. Stupid font.
Oh, wait, we're frying now. Oh, we're frying.
Embarrassing, guys. Come through the door. No, I'm not ready. Don't come through the door yet.
Yeah, so we were 115 before, we're up to 120, and the 1% low is identical, 88.
Okay.
So 5 frames right there, ladies and gentlemen.
All
Good,
right,
interesting start. Let's see the next game.
Next one.
All right, guys, we're in Fortnite, ladies and gentlemen, which, again, I always like to preface, is a very CPU-bound game, but the GPU still matters, because, I mean, look, we're still hitting, at some points, 90% usage on our GPU, so we'll see if there's a difference. We're running performance mode, far view distance, and low textures, and we're going to go to Lethal Labs, ladies and gentlemen. I'll verify settings once I land. and then also start our little FPS counter. But yeah, Fortnite, especially in the standard mode, not the OG Fortnite, still use a good amount of GPU. And honestly, I don't expect a major difference between the 4060 Ti and 5060 in this game, depending on your CPU. But this is always a good talking point to discuss where we will pair, or what you should pair with these GPUs. Kind of still looking at that 9600X, but with DDR5 pricing, you probably are looking at AM4, like with a 5600, something like that. You won't be getting probably 500 FPS like we're getting with the 9000X 3D, but you still get good FPS with that CPU. Landed, and we're hitting page up, baby.
Got a little crazy FPS right now.
Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, run that performance mode. I'll show you guys what we're working with here. So 1920 1080, unlimited frame rate, performance, far view distance, low textures.
Oh, what were we running on that 9060 XT the other day for Sapphire? Was it 1440p?
1080p.
Why is this like so crazy high?
Probably 9000X 3D if I had to guess.
Oh, right. Okay,
That's
what, not the same test bench.
Yeah, not the same test bench. Not the same
That's
test bench.
insane. 9600X to that on Fortnite. It's like 200 more FPS.
It's
almost.
like, give me the frames. Yeah, for the other video we did optimize Windows installs, we were using our
600X.
9600X instead of the 9000X 3D. So that's where a lot of our FPS is coming from, for sure. But we are still utilizing your GPU a good amount. Give me the shields.
Slurp, slurp.
Slurp, slurp, slurp. Anyone else here? Hello. Ooh, someone killed someone. That looks like oh, that's a real gamer right there. Oh!
Ooh, man, they are low.
They are low. Well, they might re-heal now after all that. Oh, I hear heal. Oh! No!
They done
They
re-healed.
re-healed and they were waiting for me. That's a lot of FPS, ladies and gentlemen.
Really, yeah.
572 average with a 1% low of 209. I imagine, unless we have some weird issue, we're probably gonna get very similar numbers with the 5060, but again, it's worth showing Fortnite for you guys at home. Let's see what the 5060 can do. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit different, but I am surfing in on the 5060, brother. Let's go. I'll verify the settings again. Far view distance, low textures. Again, very CPU bound, but I mean, right now these waves are maxing out our 5060. Let's go. When can I launch? I'm hoping I can even get to the spot. Okay, yeah, I gotta go really high. This is gonna be a journey. This is gonna be a little bit of a journey, guys. Just give me a second. All right, the FPS is so high and so all over the place, like Fortnite is, that I'm definitely gonna give it a second to figure out what it actually is running at. But I like these FPSs. I always like seeing this because we always consider Fortnite, it is a very CPU-bound game, but every time we do tests on these settings, we do notice a difference between GPUs. Like, if this ends up averaging 600 FPS, you know, could be GPU difference there. A little bit newer hardware. Does it really matter? 500 to 600 FPS? Not really, but it is important because if you have a different CPU that can handle this GPU and you don't have a 9800X 3D, which I would imagine most of you don't, that could be a difference between 200 to 300 FPS or 144 to 200. You know, like the gap might still be there. So
Definitely would be a strange pairing the 9000X 3D with one of these.
it would be. It would be very, very strange. Oh, a brave soul. This looks like an AI that got lost.
It's just ignored you.
Yeah, she said, "Nah, but I got things to do." Fortnite, are we done with this this Christmas update? I mean, I'm cool with, like, you know, the snow, but like
The average is actually getting closer.
it is
Now.
It is kind of chilling out a little bit. I am going a little far past where I should have because I kind of stayed around here last time, so I won't go too far. It's within the margin of error where I wouldn't even think it's a major difference at all. But
I do think though the 1% low though is a lot higher.
it is a lot higher, which is pretty important to note because in any esports title, you really want those 1% lows to be high so you don't have any situations where you're getting any major stutters, especially in like fight scenes. You want to know that your FPS is gonna hang on because it's naturally gonna always go down. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna walk out here real quick. I've been done loot. Oh wait, no, there's gunshots. Wait a minute. Those are some bots fighting each other, 100%. And they're missing. Dude, how far away are they? I feel like they need to like nerf this like noise thing. Like I feel like, I know it's for like accessibility purposes, but you know, me in real life would have not heard those gunshots and run this way, I'll be honest with you. Surfrider, you're done. All right, we'll stop here. 587 with a 1% low of 253. That 1% low was very high. I think things settled down very high. So that's very interesting. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game and see how the 5060 and 4060 Ti compare.
We are now playing Arc Raiders, and we're on our 4060 Ti with our 9000X 3D. And this time we're going to change the settings up a little bit just to get some variety. So this is 1440p, which I would say these cards are kind of entry-level 1440p because they only have 8 gigs of VRAM, but you'll find that they can do it. We're running 1440 DLSS set to performance on the Transformer model. We got motion blur on, dynamic low ray tracing, and medium preset. So it's kind of like a in-between kind of weird setting, something I might even do at home, honestly. Because usually people do all or nothing. They either go really high settings or really low. I'm like a in the middle kind of guy.
And based on what I'm seeing, we could definitely go higher if you're wanting to just maintain like 90 to 100 FPS. But this is kind of high refresh rate Arc Raiders, baby.
If I need to put them down.
Yeah, shout out to Arc Raiders. This is an example of a game that you can easily run at 1440p on 8 gigs of VRAM because we're only using 4.6 gigs of VRAM. Oh no. This looks bad.
What happened, bro?
What?
Do you want to explain yourself?
This looks bad. This looks no good. This looks no bueno. Oh, now you're gonna search the body. It's crazy.
I'm just waiting to hear myself start getting shot. We don't really need this at all, honestly. Yeah.
Well, that was almost a deadly situation. Oh.
Yeah, I see. I'm liking this FPS. This
Yeah.
is like your classic, like 144. What is that? I know what that is. I don't like it. Let me probably sneak past it.
Let's just sneak on by.
Let's just jump by this thing right here.
It's pretty good. I would
Very
say the
consistent.
DLSS is working really good on this card. Obviously, with 5060, you'll get better DLSS performance, but this is still good. So I'm curious to see what the 5060 will be like with the same DLSS.
Yeah, no, because this is a question we get a lot is like what card is better, and you know, because of the price difference, like saving $50 to I guess $70 now, this actually could be a pretty valid choice to make.
Pia!
None of those, you can't find me. Oh god, I've alerted the horde. Oh no! Not good.
Oh
not
no!
good.
Oh no! Oh no!
Not good. I feel like I can get this guy at least. What did I miss? Okay,
Oh, of course you can't shoot
just
through that.
that was just dumb.
Hey, let's
Yay.
go. A little spinny. That thing's drunk.
One more for the road. Screw you. That was just to prove a point. Run!
Run!
While there's still time. This thing really held its FPS in some areas where you've been getting more now. I guess one thing we haven't really paid attention to that will be worth noting, especially in games like this, you're using most of the GPU is wattage. So
Yes.
130 to 140 watts. I wonder if the 5060 should use a little less, I think, but
I think so.
maybe not.
They both use a single 8-pin, so
Yeah, I don't know. You would think it'd be a little more efficient, but I feel like it can't use much less than this.
no.
It's just like a little bit more than the PCIe rail.
Let us in. Let us in. That guy
Let
might try to
me
come
in.
kill you.
I know, I did not. I didn't trust that guy. I feel like he was playing innocent.
That guy was sus. Beautiful.
We're going back, baby. We're going back
155
successfully.
average, 1% low of 88. Beautiful. See what the 56 can do.
So we are back in Arc Raiders, and we are on Buried City. Same map, probably different spot, but we are running those same settings. So 1440p, remember this one's a little weirder. Full screen, if that matters. DLSS set to performance, and the transformer model. We do motion blur on, dynamic low ray tracing, medium preset.
And we do get access to different DLSS models too, by the way. So we
Yeah.
do have that option as well. But we are currently, for comparison, we were getting a 155 FPS average with a 1% low of 88. It's looking really close.
It was very close. Yeah, we'll see if it goes any higher or lower, because right now we're almost seeing lower dips, funny enough.
Yeah, we're getting some stutters. It may just be the spot we spawned
Yeah.
in too. So we're letting stuff load in, but that's why we let things go. But it's looking really close. Really
Basically,
close.
so far the consensus is for AAAs, I think these cards are on a similar wavelength.
Yeah.
Gosh, the stutter's crazy. Very similar wavelength in terms of just like raw horsepower. And then esports and maybe some stuff we're using upscaling. Maybe the 5060 slightly better. I got one on my sights.
Hunt one of them bots now.
Screw you! I was about to call it something bad.
You AI-driven machine. Oh, who's shooting at you? Oh no! The fire effects in Arc Raiders are so nice.
They're pretty good. You can definitely, it's funny with the DLSS, you can
Yeah.
see a little bit of that blurriness in the distance. Let's go here.
Going to the southern station.
We go down to the southern station, touring every nation.
Guys, if we did another giveaway where you had to make a rap to enter,
Y'all doing
would
it?
you all enter? And then we had to sit there and react to all of them. Best deals of the day. A little jingle contest.
Oh, there's people fighting down here, actually.
Uh-oh.
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 I think, at least. Oh, maybe they're fighting on the other side? I don't know. Shot's close.
I'm trying to call the Metro!
Metro!
Yeah, the averages are lower in this one. We've been having,
strange.
we had more stutters though, so it could have just been load in based on the location. It's not like 10, 15 FPS lower. It's literally, I think 7 FPS lower. So again, a little margin of error there, but that is a difference. And for whatever reason, these AAA titles running the same DLSS. seems to be very similar.
Okay, right when we get the thing going, I'll stop this, because I do know we were in that other spot underground for a while too, so that probably brought our, kind of like you see the numbers still going up.
It's going up a little bit. 150 average, 1% low of 86, baby. That is a like 5 less FPS on average. So
it happens.
Very interesting. I'm gonna go and write these down. So 150 average,
write these down.
86, 1% low. Hey, we ran our Let's Play benchmarks. Now let's do some technical side-by-side benchmarks with some built-in benchmark utilities, and then come to conclusion. Is saving the $50 on average to get a 4060 Ti worth it used? We'll talk about it. All right, guys, we had some fun doing some Let's Play style benchmarks. Now let's see, is the $50 savings actually worth it? Let's dive into some side-by-side tests and find out. The games we tested are as follows. We have Black Ops 7 with their built-in benchmark tool, CS2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and 3D Mark Time Spy. So first up with Black Ops 7 on balanced settings. This time we went 1440p to really maximize these GPUs. With the 4060 Ti, we got an average of 116 FPS with a 1% low of 88, while the 5060 got an average of 131 FPS with a 1% low of 99. This is probably the biggest gap we've seen so far of the 5060 versus the 4060 Ti, but it does seem like Black Ops 7 favors the newer Nvidia hardware, giving it a higher FPS average. But is it worth the $50? Well, that's up for you guys to decide. Next up, CS2, we're back at 1080p for this one, but on high settings. With the 4060 Ti, we got an average of 350 FPS with a 1% low of 175.1, while on the 5060, we got an average of 372 FPS with a 1% low of 191.5. Once again, the 5060 getting more FPS on average. This was a pretty big jump from 350 to 372, but it's within that margin of error of the average CS player. Are you really going to care about the difference between 350 and 372? Again, up for you to decide, but me personally, I think this gap is definitely justifiable for the $50 price difference, and the performance is acceptable on both of these cards. Next up, Monster Hunter Wilds, high settings, and this time we use DLSS set to balance on both cards at 1080p. The 4060 Ti got an average of 88 FPS, while the 5060 got an average of 89 FPS. Another example of another AAA title that both of these cards are getting very similar performance in. It really does seem like the esports titles, or those where you're already getting super high FPS numbers and you're allowing the CPU you have to really stretch its legs, that is where you're starting to see the difference between the 5060 and the 4060 Ti. But in these AAA titles, again, the gap is very, very close. So again, it depends on what kind of games you're playing on which card is the better option for you. And lastly, our 3D Mark Time Spy score, which we took the GPU score and found out the cent per point based on that GPU score. The 4060 Ti ended up with a GPU score of 13,537, which is a 0.0185 cent per point score, while the 5060 got a score of 13,972, which is a 0.0215 cent per point score. So in terms of price or performance, the 4060 Ti is the better option. While the 5060 does get a higher score, it is more expensive, so inherently is not going to have the best bang for buck because the score is not that much bigger than the 4060 Ti. So we've done a lot of benchmarking across a bunch of different games, popular titles, and some other demanding games that a lot of people like to play. Let's go ahead and come to a conclusion about this benchmark run.
So as you guys could see, the side-by-sides and the Let's Play benchmarks were very similar. They kind of almost went back and forth. The 5060 seemed to outshine the 4060 Ti very slightly in some titles, but I think the end-all be-all is it's really just, do you want a new card with a kind of extended warranty that might be like a 1 to 3 year warranty, or are you okay with getting like the 30-day warranty or less on a used 4060 Ti that who knows how long it was used for?
And in the market we're in with PC building, is that $50 savings worth it for you for giving up that warranty? Again, only you can decide, and I'm going to hear from you guys in the comments down below which option you would go with if you're picking one of these GPUs, or would you go with a totally different GPU at this price point? Do you want to see a different graphics card up against the winner, the 5060? Let us know in the comments down below, and if you want to buy any of these GPUs, links in the description down below are affiliate links, and it will help us out.
But as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I hope she's okay. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
That 4060 Ti mat just drops and it go in a PCBros.tech gaming PC with no warranty.
We'll make sure it works. It'll probably have a warranty, guys. Just go to PC Bros and buy a gaming PC today. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You'll save 3% on your next purchase. Before that one dude, there's always one dude who comments on a video being like, look at them selling broken PCs at PC Bros. It's going to be working fine, I promise. See you guys later. Goodbye.